stay low.
Okay, skaters, today we're going to talk about a few things, all skate related, but I might go off on a tangent. So I was watching a hockey game last night, and I was watching it like it really mattered, like it was the most important thing in the world. And partway through that experience, I had to tell myself, I had to remind myself, you have inline skating. When this goes badly, you've got inline skating. Be your own champion. Be your own fan. And that helped. But I was still getting a headache watching this game. It was so important to me, and international play is always important to me. It had been 9 years since our professionals played the American professionals in a tournament like this. And in the face of all this bullshit and drivel coming from Donald Trump, it was so important for Canada to win this game. Donald Trump opened up his nasty pie hole to wish the Team USA a good game, and Team USA is all over the whole Trump thing. Okay, I'm glad I cut that out. So let's try to keep it a little bit more in the middle line here. Sir Donald Trump and his little crack baby monkey Elon Musk. Oh my God, I can't do this. I can't possibly do an unbiased talk about that trash fire below the 49th parallel. Okay, let's start over again. This game was very important for nationalistic reasons that you all know about, because of the drama that's happening south of the border and the fact that Canada does not want to be annexed, and we're repeatedly having to say that we do not want to be annexed to a country that seems intent on foreign invasion. So with hockey, it's a very high stakes game. It's very physical, so you become very emotionally involved. And as a Toronto Maple Leaf fan, a lifelong Toronto Maple Leaf fan, you learn to have moments of dread when the things that you wish for the most are about to happen, because they inevitably do not happen. So as I was watching this Canada game, I needed a cope, and I had a cope, and my cope was inline skating. I knew with great certainty, if this game ended and I was severely disappointed in the outcome, that it wouldn't be the end of the world for me, because I could just pour all my angst and all my intensity into my skating. I have something else besides somebody else playing in proxy for me. And that makes such a big difference when I'm watching sports. I still get emotionally invested, but I know that if they lose, that's not the highlight of my life until the next tournament. So this game was so close, and I guess I owe USA a congratulations for playing so well. There was nothing really dividing these teams other than that final effort, which I think means a lot. Oh shit. I gotta tell you, I'm going to Miami. All my tough talking, I'm going to Miami for vacation. I booked it like over a month ago, or maybe, I don't know, a month ago, when there was a little bit of rumbling about tariffs, but I didn't know I was gonna get to this point, and I would have liked to have canceled it, but I didn't get cancellation insurance because I was so adamant that I was going to live by a pool in Miami. So instead of burn thousands and stay here and protest, I am going to Miami. So maybe I'll go and ask some Americans in Miami how they feel about this. Maybe that would be the smart thing to do. Expose the narrative I know exists somewhere else. So another benefit of being a skater and watching ice hockey is I know what the hell I'm watching. I can see things in the skating and in the movements and each individual player that informs me far more than somebody who doesn't skate. I know people who watch hockey way more than I do. They know all the stats, they could parrot everything any high-level commentator knows about each player. And I think they still don't know what they're watching when they watch hockey. They don't know the moments between the goals, what those moments mean. They don't know how these people generate their speed. They don't know why McDavid is so crafty when he's got the puck on his stick, and that it has nothing to do with his stick and everything to do with his skates, and not the speed of his feet. The actual edge employment and the hip control and the weight distribution. So yeah, when I meet inline skaters and I meet ice skaters who don't watch ice hockey, it's a bit strange to me, because there's so much beautiful skating, so much advanced technique, so much edge work going on, that it should appeal to everybody who's ever strapped on skates. And likewise, people who play ice hockey but don't inline skate when they're not playing ice hockey, to me, are the strangest thing in the world. To think that you could put skates on that are very similar to what you do on ice and reach a top speed many more times with less effort because you can do it on a straightaway. It's so bizarre to me. You can put rollerblades on and do a sprint downhill and get a foot speed that you would never get voluntarily when you're on ice skates. You can do parachute work, you can do uphill sprints for power. There's just so much you can do on inline skates that you can't possibly do on ice skates. The curb crawling, where you go on and off curbs and around trees, it approximates the things you need to do in an ice hockey game very well. If you're inline skating, maybe you don't want to be playing hockey because that requires quite a commitment, and the times are really odd if you're not in an elite league. Like if I wanted to play hockey, I'd have to go out at like 12 o'clock at night and play till 2 in the morning. But if you ice skate or you inline skate and you don't watch hockey, I think you're missing out on something. You're missing out on some fun and something that you would have an expert's insight into if you've been skating for a few years. So yeah, I was really glad that ice hockey wasn't everything to me last night. Although it felt like it was, man, I was losing my shit. I can't describe it. Every time America was close to scoring a goal, I had to like look away. I had to like pace to this end of the apartment away from the television and look over my shoulder far away from the TV because I couldn't watch another overtime unfold close up. It was horrible. But it was beautiful when we won, and the elation I felt was way more than I dreamed that I would feel over the Four Nations tournament. None of us cared about the Four Nations tournament a month ago, but as it approached and we realized that all the best players in the world were facing each other and the national pride got so wrapped up into it, it became very important to everybody in Canada. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people in Canada. So I've been using the winter to ice skate. I can rollerblade, I can inline skate downstairs, but I find the shift from ice skating to rollerblading a little bit goofy. When I make it a few times in a row, it becomes very minimal. But I really just like to get into a skate, whether it's an ice skate or a rollerblade and inline skate, and just roll that skate for long periods of time without straying from it, getting intimate knowledge of it, and just feeling like it's an appendage. And my ice skates feel very good now. It feels very natural to be ice skating. So every year is a real opportunity to increase my foot speed. I find with ice skating, I can get my feet going a lot faster because they're lighter and you have a smaller contact point on the blade than you do on inline skates. So I can get a lot more foot speed at the beginning of my sprints. And when I go back to inline skates, I do find myself a little bit snappier if I've paid attention to really trying to increase my speed on ice skates. But I'm not at the point now where I've tested it on ice skates this year, but every single year it does make a difference. It's really funny. There was a time that I moved to the UK and I only rollerbladed for 10 years. And before I moved to the UK, I hadn't ice skated for like 5 years. So after 15 years of not ice skating, I came back onto ice in Canada in ice skates. Well, yeah, of course. I would like to try rollerblades on ice, but only with full equipment. So when I came back to Canada and I tried ice skating after 15 years, only rollerblading, I was a much better ice skater than I remembered. And when I looked at the footage of myself, it was bizarre. This ice skater that was way better than I was when I was at my best as a youth. I guess I would have been at my best at about 17, 18. I just looked so much stronger. I was a deeper skater. My crossovers were less wasteful. I just liked what I was seeing. So for me, that was very clear evidence that if you rollerblade but you don't ice skate, you're still building skills that would transfer to the ice. So if you have not ice skated or you think you're a weak ice skater, give yourself like 5 times on ice skates if you're a rollerblader, and you're going to find that you feel that you have something special there. So that is it, skaters. And big apologies to those guys who watch hockey, don't skate, and follow the stats, but you're full of shit. Thanks, skaters, and I will see you on the ice or on the streets. We won! Ow! Yes!
Stay low.